Greetings everyone, JJ here from SchoolTrade.com, April 6th, 2010. Hope you guys had a good time in our trading this morning. Here's your live trading recap. Before we talk about the trades we took today, we took quite a few trades today, had a lot of action in the market. We'll go over that in a second. 3 important links. The first link is for our recorded track record, guys, 12-month track record. Second link is for our 3-week trial. And the third link, guys, if you're watching this video on the YouTube page right now, there's 3 important links in the description. The third link is to our blog. On our blog right now, we just posted brand new articles. We got brand new video series, guys. If you haven't been to the blog yet, click on that third important link there. If you're not on the YouTube page, just simply double-click on the video. That will take you to the YouTube page video, and you can see the links there. All right, guys, so keep in touch with that. Let's see here, 2, 4, 6, 7 total trades today, guys. Had a pretty busy day filled with lots of opportunities. As you can see, made out like a bandit on the scalping method this morning, 44 ticks on the scalping method. Took a real high-risk trade at the U.S. Open this morning, 924 on the crude and the wave. Took a stop on that. We'll tell you guys more about that. So we gave 56 ticks back on the wave, but we made 44 ticks, you guys can see on the scalping method. Without that high-risk trade there at 924, we would have had nothing in or out on the wave method this morning, and it would have been all profit on the scalping method. So 44 ticks in the scalps. Again, like I said, very high-risk trade at 924. I wanted to get more aggressive this week with my wave trading, and we did that at 924. It cost us, but we'll go over more of that here in the future. As you guys can see, the week so far, guys, here, the week so far, we're looking at 1390 for the scalping method, negative 56 ticks for the week so far here on the wave method. We're just shy of $2,000 for the month of April so far. We'll keep you guys posted as we make it through the rest of the month. What's the most important thing that happened today? Most important thing that happened to us today, well, yesterday was a holiday. Okay, so Monday was a holiday for the European traders out there. We were here yesterday. Did a pretty good job yesterday. Made $1,000 yesterday in the room. So not a bad day yesterday. But we still had people coming back from holiday break today. We had the FOMC meeting minutes due out today at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So we knew people would be waiting for that news to come out. We wanted to watch the dollar this morning and watch that first move today to see how the market was going to unfold for us. Let's take a look. Okay, dollar index futures here. First things first, look at the dollar index, right? Dollar index tells a story, right? Remember that dollar index is going to lead the way. If we see slow price action in the dollar, we expect everything else to be slow. Dollar will be the catalyst. Now, in this case, we saw the dollar going sideways again. It seems like the last 2-3 weeks here have been nothing but sideways chop here on the dollar. Crude oil here is on the left, CL on the left, dollar index here on the right. So excuse me, dollar did not go sideways this morning. Dollar breaking out to the upside. However, though, in this situation, I wanted to bring this to your attention real quick. Notice where we are here in the dollar. Okay, yes, we do have a nice strong trending up here in the dollar, but look where we are. We're sitting right here on support. Now, what could dollar support mean? Resistance on crude, resistance on gold, resistance on the euro, right? It's a negative correlation. So when we look at the dollar here, the first thing we said this morning, if you guys were with us here at 8 o'clock this morning when we got started, the first thing we said was, wow, look at the dollar, right? Dollar's trending up. But then all of a sudden, it then kind of ran out of gas here, and you can see right here, it began sitting on this trend line and on my trigger line right about, 81,700, 81,699 right there. So sitting on support on the dollar, we now look over the left side here on crude, and what do you think's going to happen on crude? Overhead resistance. See all this here, guys, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different attempts to break those highs. All 5 failed. Did almost the trick here about 9:30 for the U.S. Open, but couldn't get the job done completely there. So support on the dollar quickly showed up in resistance on the crude. We want to use this to our advantage today. So of course, at that time here, 9:30 rolled around. We didn't see much of the long side anymore. We were looking all to the short side. All right, so we'll keep going on this, but just keep an eye on the dollar here. That's what we saw here, the dollar. So dollar moving up, but then support obviously stepped in, and we saw a good example here on crude about how those highs were being protected because of that dollar support. Then we talked about seeing that first trade of the day, right? We always want to get in, look at those first couple trades of the day, see how the market's really reacting here. Great example here, first 2 trades of the day here on the gold, on the crude, 905 and 908. Now we're always happy to get some movement here before 915, right? That usually gives us a good confident feeling here if we're seeing some trade patterns set up. So the first trade here was at 905 on crude. It was a breaker pattern long. Okay, the first trade here at 905, this is a winner, but a very small winner. And you're going to see this stick with us the rest of the day today. We saw very tight, choppy price action today, and it resulted in very tight, choppy trade patterns as well. So at 905 here, short-term trend was up. We broke above this red line. Remember, guys, these red lines here are all automatically placed for me. I don't go out and find those. The blue lines as well, they're automatically placed for me. Okay, so I break above the blue line. That's my swing high for a breaker pattern long, right? Very simple pattern at 9:05. We are mainly, for the first trade of the day, most important thing for the first trade of the day is confidently entering the trade according to your rules. Then let's see how the market plays out. Now, in this case, like I said, this is going to be a pattern you'll see the rest of the morning here. We got our first profit target filled at +4, got lucky at a +5 bounce there, and then before it had time to come back down and move that stop up, it had already come back down and stopped us out of point of entry. So our profit targets are set for +4. At +4, stops moved up to entry +1. In this case, though, we get a lucky bounce in the +5, and we didn't get a lucky bounce as price came crumbling back down. So as you can see here, guys, what actually happened was the first trade of the day got us just about 10 ticks, right? 100 USD. Now the second trade here, this is where we begin to really start to see this may be a pattern developing today with these small choppy moves here. Second trade, 3 minutes later, looking for the same thing. Okay, so the first trade worked out, breaker pattern long. Second trade now comes up, breaks above 86.81. We make our swing high. We break above that swing high. Still not trading into the high of day yet, so we don't have to worry about the green pace of the tape just yet. You see the high of day here is up top here. Almost there, but not there yet. In this case, though, second trade of the morning here on crude, right? 84 was the fill at 9:08. Now in this case, follow me down bottom here, right? Follow me down bottom here, and you'll see what happened was momentum ended up shifting and pointing back down against us. So exit rules apply, momentum shifts, red pace of a tape, MACD indicator in this case was below the zero line, which means you want to flatten that thing at the point of entry. That way we don't lose any money on this thing. As you can see, what happened was we flattened there at 9:08. We got in and out at 84, so nothing in, nothing out. But as you can see, very choppy there around those 86.80 to 86.90 level there. Very choppy. So that was, of course, what we're looking for because this told us a very good story. We put $100 in our pocket the first two trades in the morning, but it really importantly tells us a valuable story about what to expect the rest of the day. If these first two trades were only small scratch winners, we're going to have to really start seeing things change now if we're going to expect to see some bigger winners today. And it didn't really change throughout the rest of the morning here. Next up, of course, here on the gold at 911. This trade on gold 911, same pattern. Breaker pattern long, short-term trend is up. Now in this case, we are at the high of day. Okay, so we do need to see the green pace of a tape, right? There's your high of day right there. So of course, 911 on the gold, 32.4 was the fill. We had the green pace of a tape. Now you look at this pattern right here, right? Right when we got in, what do we see? Follow me down. Momentum curled and pointed back down. So once we got into that trade on big buyers, momentum curled and pointed back over. A couple of you aggressive traders, though, you guys stayed in this trade and you made some pretty good money on it. However, though, conservative traders will know exit rules apply. We flattened the point of entry for another scratch trade. So as you can see, guys, this is kind of the story here today so far. Has been some very small scratches and winning trades. At this point in the morning, we hadn't seen very much out of this market yet.